Real Housewives of Cheshire star Dawn Ward sobbed as she told a courtroom she doesn't see race. As her trial continued today, the reality star told jurors she had no idea the two men accusing her of anti-Semitism were Jewish. Ward also tearfully claimed online trolls have targeted her daughters in the wake of the court case. The TV personality, who is married to ex-Premier League footballer Ashley Ward, said she has been accused of hiding her racism by allowing her daughter Taylor Ward to marry and have a child with Manchester City star Riyad Mahrez. Giving evidence at her trial this afternoon, she denied calling brothers Jake and Sam Jacobs Jewish CS in October 2019. The 48-year-old told the court, "I don't see anyone's race, religion or anything like that. I see people as people." The court was also told a small packet of cocaine was found in a box of cigarettes in Ward's handbag, but she denied knowing about the drugs and claims they were left over from a party at her house. She said her housekeepers would put cigarette packets in an oven glove after parties and she had asked them to put one of the packets in her bag before she left for London. Ward denies racially aggravated intentional harassment and possession of cocaine. In her London Crown Court, sitting at the Royal Courts of Justice, was told that Jacobs brothers were standing at a customer services point in London Euston Station asking why trains had been delayed when they were approached by Ward. Ward allegedly said, "Why do you lot always complain?" and then shouted Jewish C. The reality star admitted having too many glasses of wine at the Ritz with her agent before she arrived at Euston to take the train home. She told jurors she was in a giddy mood having just completed a 5-year job, and was heading on holiday with her family the next morning. Ward said, "Jake Jacobs was raising his voice to the lady at customer service. He was just moaning. I stupidly poked my nose in and said something along the lines of bloody hell, leave her alone, it's not her fault, we are all in the same boat. I should have just kept my nose out. Honestly, I wouldn't have a clue what religion he was. It didn't even enter my mind. He was saying about my Botox face and throwing insults. He was referring to things about the show saying you think you are it. He said, what gives you the right to tell me what to do, who do you think you are? You are there on the show with your Botox face," and he mentioned my wealth. Ward then made a patting gesture to the bottom of her jaw to indicate how she had touched Jake Jacobs and said she told him, at least him going home first class. She added, "That's when he went from 0 to 100. He was saying, watch what I will do now." Ward was also asked about a small bag of cocaine found in a cigarette packet in her handbag. She denied knowing it was there and claimed her housekeepers put packets of cigarettes found after charity events at her home into oven gloves. Ward told jurors, "I do a lot of charity events at the house, a lot of parties throughout the year. When the parties have finished, my housekeepers clean up, they put all the cigarettes and stuff them in oven gloves. I would only ever have a cigarette if I was going to London. That's when I would possibly have a cigarette with a glass of wine. I actually didn't have one that day. When I was leaving my house I said, can you chuck us a packet of cigarettes out the drawer? She said she hadn't opened the packet to have a cigarette all day as she had been too busy." She added, "I said to my husband afterwards I would have gone to the airport with the same packet of cigarettes in my bag and been arrested there as well." Asked why there would be drugs in a packet of cigarettes from a charity event, Ward said, "No idea. Prosecutor Gregory Wedge asked Ward if she was lying to jurors when she said the group had made up the allegations, and said she behaved in an aggressive, violent and racist way. Becoming tearful, Ward said, "No." Mr. Wedge added that the housekeeper Ward named in her witness statement as putting the cigarette packet in her handbag has since left her employment. He said, "That's the very person you say you got rid of. The very person who can tell the jury about putting the cigarettes in your bag, you get rid of." She said, "That's got nothing to do with the incident. We left it amicably." Speaking about the impact on her family, Ward said, "I was really concerned about telling my youngest." She replied, "If you go to prison, will they let me see you every day?" which was quite upsetting. She said, "I already knew because someone sent me a direct message saying your mum's a crackhead, but she said don't worry, I know your head's not cracked." Ward also said she received messages including "rot in hell" and "you should be ashamed" after news of the charges against her reached the press. Lisa Judge, defending Ward, said, "It's been suggested your daughter's a prostitute, she's married and had a baby with a Muslim to hide your racism." The mum of 4 said, "It's terrible. It's bad enough for me, but the biggest part for me is when they say it to the girls." Proceeding.